Good evening, and thank you for tuning in and being a part of Lisa Monai, The Movement Live, right here at Hotel RL in Baltimore City. If this is your first time tuning in or here in our studio audience, I want to thank you for taking out from your busy schedule to actually be here with us. All right, so let me give you a little bit about Lisa Monai, The Movement. My movement is simple. I like to inspire individualism through fashion and the cultural arts. I also like to use my platform for promotion of businesses and organizations, as well as just promote positivity and unification. That's basically what I love to do. And thank you to Hotel RL for allowing me to use this as a platform. I really appreciate it. So tonight we have a little different spin on my show. We have a performance by a talented up-and-coming artist right here out of Baltimore City. He goes by the name of Imani W.J. Wright, and I'd like to welcome him to the stage here at Hotel RL. Everyone, give him a big round of applause. Quite welcome.
I want to thank everybody for coming out, for all the support, of course, all the family, all the fans, all the love, all the support, and thank you for Lisa Monai for having me on tonight. It's greatly appreciated. So the first song I'll be performing tonight is titled Consistency. It's a single off of my up-and-coming album, Transmogrify, and it will be dropping on SoundCloud on Friday and dropping on iTunes, YouTube, Pandora, all the regulars in about 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that, and I will be premiering it in a few. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Whoa. All I want is consistency. All I need is consistency. Yeah, all I want is consistency. Just need some consistency. We can rock all night, as long as it's the same song. Leave it on one all night. Yeah, as long as it's a sing-along. Feel my heart, baby. Yeah, I want you to ride along. See, yeah, I just want consistency. Oh, just need some consistency. And if you want the same, then you just want consistency. But don't get bored with me. Wait, see, I want new things, I want to do new things. I want to sing, I want to say new things with you, new things with you, and do things with you, and go place with you, and travel with you, and go things with you, and just see when I want to, and you see me, 'cause you got to. All I need is some consistency. All I ask for is consistency. Don't put in too much on me, I just need some consistency. Yeah, yeah, just like that, 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 just like that. Oh, 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 oh. See, I just want consistency. Once again, once again, once again, once again, baby. Once again, baby. I just need consistency. I just need consistency. That was consistency.
Wow. Okay. Wonderful. Let's give him another round of applause for his song. Okay? Yes, and I just want to take this time to welcome you to Lisa Monai, the movement, and thank you so much for taking out of your busy schedule to be here with me.
Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. So let's just get this started.
All right.
You are 18 years old.
I'm 18, yes.
Wow. Look at this amazing talent that we have. You're just starting out here. So what I can say to you is, did you always want to sing? Did you always want to sing? Was that something that you've been doing since cradle kind of thing?
I'm going to say this. I've always wanted to be artistic.
Okay.
And I think that was installed in me from my father.
Okay.
Who, the story goes, he was playing Miles Davis when I was still in the womb.
Wow. Miles Davis.
And when I was 3, my grandfather paid my way to go to the Peabody Institute.
At 3 years old?
At 3, yeah. Not the conservatory. I wasn't that smart.
Okay.
But the institute, like the preparatory division.
Awesome.
And I was with Dr. Ross Mooseman.
Okay.
And that's where I kind of got my rhythm started.
Wow.
But to get back to the music specifically, I'm not going to say the book per se, but my father had bought me this book that he wanted me to read.
Okay.
And in the book, there was this poem. And within the poem, it inspired me to want to write poems.
Okay.
So I had written my first poem at 7 years old.
Okay.
And
what's the name of it? You remember?
It was called Snake in the Bathtub. Now, if you tell me to recite it, I'm gonna be lost because I don't remember the words specifically. It was Snake in the Bathtub. I came down and I recited it for my parents, and they've always been very supportive. So much love for that. Awesome. And from there, I said, man, this song has a lot of rhythm. This poem has a lot of rhythm to it.
Okay.
So I took it from there, and about 2 years later, at the age of 9, I had written my first song.
Wow.
Titled "Cries to the Heavens."
Cries to the Heavens.
Yep. And then at 10, I performed it at Suburb Magnet Middle School. Okay. And then it was an audience of almost 1,000 people.
Okay. And where is that? Is that in Maryland?
That's in Maryland. It's Performing Arts School in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's in Baltimore, County.
Okay.
And the response I got from it and the support I got from it, not just from the audience, but from my peers. Okay. I was like, oh, this is what I need to do. Right. So I'll say at 10, that's when everything really, 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 really clicked at that moment.
Wow. So you start off with a poem, then you write your first.
Right.
So I know that you still have your book of songs and poetry. You still have that, of course.
Of course. If you want to call my memory in the computer a book, then yeah, we still have it.
Awesome. Yeah, you got to keep that as a keepsake.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's the fundamentals. So then, you grew up in Baltimore.
Yes.
Okay. What side of town are you from?
Oh man, depends on what point in my life.
Okay. So you moved around a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So okay, let's see. From about birth to 12, I lived in the Randallstown, Owens Mills area.
Okay. Baltimore County. Okay.
Right. From about 11 to about 12 to 17, I lived in the Loch Raven area. Okay. Like up the street from downtown, basically, closer to 33rd Street. 33rd. And now I am back. I'm back up the road.
Okay, you're back up the road.
I'm back up the road.
Okay, where's
which is Pikesville-ish.
Pikesville. Okay,
yeah.
Pikesville is good.
So I'm on the line.
You're on the line of the city-county line. Okay. Well, we're glad to have you. You are definitely a diamond, and this is what I like to do on my show. I like to promote positivity because As you know, being a citizen in Baltimore City, you don't always get the best reviews. If somebody says, okay, I'm from Baltimore, you don't get this kind of diamonds that are here. So this is what I like to do on my show. I like to promote positivity, and you, sir, are one of those diamonds. So
well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you've got your upbringing here.
Uh-huh.
So what would you say your musical influences are?
As far as like what inspires me to write, or like other artists?
Well, other artists first, and then you can go into what inspires you.
Of course, Miles Davis.
Okay.
Number one.
Shout out to Dad for having that playing when you were young.
Yes, for sure. So Miles for one.
Okay. We got
Marvin Gaye. For his lyricism and his soul.
Okay.
And his just control over music.
Gotcha.
You know, and third, I had to say Erykah Badu.
Awesome.
For her control, her uniqueness,
yes.
her, you know,
her wordplay.
Her wordplay. It's just, she's just dynamic, period.
Yes, she is. Wow. You're 18 and you got such soulful influences. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was afraid to show my soul for a while. I thought it was kind of like, okay. For example, I have a very infamous noise to some of the people listening to my music, man. It's like,
okay. What do you mean by
not infamous, but it's like a noise I make.
Okay.
That's when I just let it all go.
Oh,
and that's just a part of my soul. That's a part of my. I'm in the music. I'm feeling it.
Okay.
The music and I right now we're married, and we are. I don't know. We're on vacation. We're on a honeymoon.
Okay.
We're feeling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are basically all into your music when you're performing, and you leave it all on the stage as you should. Okay.
For sure. And when I have a next time on Lisa Monet show with a full band, you'll really be able to feel it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you guys got to tune in to see when he's going to be back on with this full band, because I'm excited myself. Okay. So we got your musical influences.
Right.
So how does your background influence your music?
Wow. All right. So I come from an operatic background.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Carver Center for the Arts and Technology, which is in Towson.
Okay.
And there I studied Italian, Spanish, French, British, English, and I tried to get started with Russian, but that didn't work out.
Wow.
So I studied opera there also.
And this is a high school, is that correct?
This is a high school, correct.
Okay, Performing Arts High School. That's awesome.
And also I had written the storyline for an opera titled Industrial Love. That wasn't an original title, but I was at the Lyric Opera House of Baltimore, and there was this program they did.
Right.
I wrote this story, Industrial Love, which was performed at the Lyric Opera House a couple years ago. And then probably the number one thing I did operatically was I performed at the Kennedy Center in D.C. in front of 1,200 with the Washington National Opera Institute program. So yeah, I come from an operatic background.
Wow. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You don't hit, and I like the fact that you're cultured. There are so many other things.
That's important.
Other than, it is very important. There's so many other things that we can take part in, and that's wonderful.
Thank you.
That is wonderful. Kudos to your parents for, setting their background and saying, you know what, I see this seed in him, and I want to water it and watch and look at you. You're just growing. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I appreciate that.
So let's talk about the Peabody Institute. So now you were there at 3, but then the actual institute you went to, is that correct?
So, okay, all right, there's different levels of institute, right?
Okay,
So you have, the young kind of community side.
Okay.
You have the middle portion, which is like people who have to people have to be accepted and qualified, and then we'll work with you, and then we'll give you opportunities, and then we'll build you, and then you have the actual conservatory. But I didn't want to pursue operatic music as a career.
Okay.
So I stopped at that middle section there, which was one of the best times of my life. Miss Carol Cavey Miles, who was my vocal teacher.
Okay.
Miss Jenny Lowe, who has now moved to Canada, was my piano teacher.
Okay.
And Benjamin Buchanan, who was my theory teacher.
Okay.
Love him to death, man. Taught me more about Miles than I knew. He was a big Miles Davis fan.
Okay.
Was really into my music. Still is into my music.
Wow.
And so that was it was such a cultivation. We went to New York.
Okay.
Went to the Met.
Okay.
That was crazy.
Wow. The Met Gala?
The Met Gala.
Wow.
We saw Tosca. We saw Tosca there. So it's great cultivation.
Good.
And the thing about Peabody was people understood I was there doing opera. Okay. But along with that, people understood, well, this kid is really good at his own music too. So they were like, man, get this vocal found. You don't understand, man. Opera is such a vocal it's so full of technique.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's so full of technique, and it's like, it really hones in on everything you need to do vocally to really project and just be a good singer all around. So people still respected my individual music, which was a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. So talk about, then you touched on the lyric Opera House as well. But you also, because I was reading a little bit about you, I'm just trying to check your bio. American University?
Yes.
Okay. Talk about that.
Okay. So American University was conjoined. That's where the program was held for the Washington National Opera. Okay. Which had 120 applicants from all around the world. Cool. And when we did the lyric, my dad was like, okay, what's next? Right. What is the next program that's above this? Okay. There's something else called Tanglewood, which is 6 weeks long. I wasn't trying to be gone for 6 weeks. Okay. So we did WNO. So we went up to the Kennedy Center and had my audition there. Biggest practice room I've ever been in my entire life. I'm like, this for one person? I thought I was going to have more people. So it's a big piano in the room, big room, and I'm waiting to audition. Yes. Went there, auditioned. They had me doing some dancing. The auditioner came. Wait, the auditionee? Who? The auditioner? Who auditioned me?
I want to say, yeah.
The auditioner, okay.
The auditioner, I want to say.
Came over the table, started dancing with me. You know, I was like, oh, geez, there's no way I'm getting into this thing.
Oh, wow.
Got an email 4 weeks later. Imani W.J. Wright, welcome to WNO. I was like, geez, and that was something else, too. Wow. That D.C. experience, the cultural experience, being with people from, there was a guy from Australia, California, only 7 of us from Maryland. Wow. So... yeah. You've
had such, like, I guess I want to say, like, your resume already is, like, supersedes your age. So, I mean, you've gotten a lot of opportunities and you've built that upon it. So, well, do you think you may come out with something like in the opera? Like, within the opera? I know that's not something that you set out to do.
Let me tell you, it's funny you say that. I have a song in which I use my operatic skill and I start to say, me prepara mi libertad, right? Okay. Which is release me of your chains, release me of the chains and let me be free, let me be liberal, let me be liberated. Right. And it's inspired from me prepara mi, a song by Alessandro Scarlatti. Okay. And I kind of start singing that at the end a little bit. So yeah, I definitely try to integrate into my music.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. So I'm gonna switch this up a bit.
All right.
We're going to play a game.
Okay.
Okay, this game is so random.
All right.
But I like to do it. It's called First Things First. Okay. So I'm going to throw out 5 categories, and you're just going to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
All right.
Okay, bam. Music.
Imani W.J. Wright.
Okay.
No, but yeah, seriously, yeah.
Okay. Sneakers. Are you a sneaker person?
Are you from New York?
I am not.
Okay.
I was going to say tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes, okay. Nikes.
Okay. Love.
Tricky.
Okay. All right, I'm going to mess this up because I have a different pronunciation of it. I'm going to say
transmogrify.
Right, transmogrify.
Evolutionize.
Okay. And also, sueno.
Clothing brand, a way of life. Something cool, something calm, a lot of zen. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a movement. It's like the Lisa Monai movement. I'm trying to get started.
Now I did tell him one thing, but that's okay. So while you're talking about Sueno, let's keep on talking about when did this get established?
Sueno was established like 6 months ago.
Okay.
The concept of it, it was going to be an album at first.
Okay.
My dad said to me, man, how can we make your music more than just music? I said, whoa, that's a good question. Yep. Thought about it for months.
Right.
I said, man, let's integrate people, life, environment, way of life, way people think, all into this Sueno concept, right. Which I have a concept of an album I'm going to do, and no one knows the exact definition of it. Okay. Of Sueno specifically. Okay. But within the album, piece by piece by piece, and at the end, you'll understand what Sueno means.
Okay, so that means you guys were all going to have to purchase the album to find out about this clothing brand movement. So that's awesome. What would you say your genre is? If I was to put you in a box, what
Right.
would your genre be?
Whoa. I don't know. I almost have a mission to not have a genre.
Okay, that's good.
That's almost my mission.
That's almost your mission.
It's like,
and that's good because then people can't put you in a box.
why minimalize, right?
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So I almost try not to have a genre. It's I try to integrate everything, like you said, the background that I have in opera. I try to integrate I try to sing ways that people can't teach.
Got you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I try to sing a way people really can't teach.
Yeah.
You know, so I try not to go for a genre.
Okay. All right. So if people wanted to purchase your music, where are you? Are you on Spotify? Where
currently I do have 2 singles on Spotify. One you'll be hearing tonight, titled "Started."
Okay.
Another one titled "Appreciation." Started. Thank God has, I think, 15,000 views on SoundCloud in like 27, 28 days.
Okay.
Appreciation has 25,000 views on SoundCloud now. So music's on SoundCloud. You can also buy Started and Appreciation on iTunes. A whole lot of websites that I shouldn't probably say this if I want to make money, but what the heck? A whole lot of websites who have taken the song and put it on their website for free. So if you just type in my name, I'm sure you can find my music.
Right. And they need to be paying you because nothing is free.
I'm working on that.
Okay. No, that's yours.
Yeah.
Get your money. So I want to say that you're awesome. Like this interview is excellent. All right. So you got Swano going on. Where do you see yourself in like 5 to 10 years? What's your projection?
5 to 10 years, I see. Swano is going to be incorporated with the store Novelty Me.
Okay.
Who I'm working with a very, very ambitious, young, intelligent female, and Demi Carpenter, who asked me to be a part of it. And I already had my brand thing started, and I was like, this is perfect. So I see Novelty Me being very successful.
Okay.
I see my music either as me as a vocal artist, or me as a writer, or me as a producer really flourishing.
Okay.
I believe there's a book, Outliers, by Malcolm Gladwell.
Okay.
Within this book, there's a 10,000 hour theory.
Wow.
And if you put 10,000 hours into any specific craft, a good 10,000 hours now, I'm talking about specifically to the craft, and you're doing what you got to do, and you're honed in and you're focused on it, that you'll be an expert in it. You'll be an expert at it.
Wow.
So I've been at it so long, and I see myself progress. And sometimes I don't see it, man, but that's what you have family support and love for them to say you are progressing, keep going what you're doing.
True.
Because there's so many times I feel like quitting.
Right.
You're
human.
Yeah, so many times I feel like quitting. But one thing my father said to me was, he said, man, check it out. I said, man, I think I'm done with this music thing. I was 13. 13. He said, I'm going to tell you this right now. You are going to sit back in life and say to yourself, why did I stop? Because no one else around you would have known of the talent. No one else around you would have known of the potential. No one else around you would have known of what you could be, or what you could be right now, or what you could be in the future. So who's going to live with that besides you?
Right.
No one. That drove me insane.
Right.
All night. And I was angry. I was like, what are you talking about? I was upset. Slam the door. And I don't slam the door. That's respect. I respect on slam the door. If I slammed the door that night, I said, it drove me insane. And from that moment, I was like, give up for what?
Right.
Because it got hard. Because it got a little hard.
Right.
Come on, man.
Wow. And you know what? Thank God for parents because I too am a parent. And you have to give those prep talks, even though you don't feel like it. Life is hard. You're just looking at them like, baby, listen, you can get through this because it's going to be those days and those times, and you got to sit there with them, and you got to hold their hand and push them, because you know what? I see potential in you. And thank God for your mom and dad. That's awesome.
Thank God my dad wasn't holding my hand, but...
well, not only no dad.
No.
Yeah. But dads have a certain way that moms don't. We come in a caring way. Not that dads don't care, but dads is like, you know what, suck it up. I'll just one last cry, that's it. Stick your chest out kind of thing. Thank God that you have your dad, and he's a strong influence in your life, positively.
Definitely.
Influencing your life. That's awesome. So at this time, I want to say to you, thank you. If the audience wants to have any questions for Mr. Imani W.J. Wright? Anybody? Any takers? You guys want any questions? Any questions?
Right there?
Is there,
What'd you say?
what is, if you don't mind coming to the stage, that'd be great. So
Thank
we
you.
can hear you. That'd be awesome.
Everybody, this is my right-hand man, Lucas Ballard. One of the most influential and supportive managers a dude could have. Oh, man.
Not really a question, but just, just a congratulations to this man right here, Monai W.J. Wright. And
thank you.
I knew him since I was 12. It was a brief intermission in which I didn't know him. I didn't see him. I didn't know what kind of person he really was. I only knew him on the athletic level and the basketball level. And I knew he was intense. He's one of the best players on our team. But
I don't talk about that, though.
but either way, it's like nowadays, you can see the real potential in him. You can see the spirit that he has. And, it's not so much optimism or pessimism. It's in the middle. It's like he understands the way life moves. He understands the way it is. And like he's one of the only people that I really know that I can click with on so many levels. Sometimes he looks at me and says, man, it drives me crazy that, we think the same way. And I say, if there's any people, out there that have friends like that move on the same, wavelength, I say, it's just a blessing to have. And, it's just a blessing, man. So. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak on it? Questions or comments? Anything? Yes. We have a gentleman coming to the stage. Yes. Thank you. What's up on up here? Thank you.
I think you talked about some of your musical influences. I know you were very much influenced by Freddie Mercury and Queen. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Oh, my gosh. All right. Freddie Mercury's a genius in many ways. On the stage, first, I don't know if I can even reach that level of enthusiasm, excitement, just no fear at all of letting himself go. He controls the stage, he controls the music, he controls the audience to such an extent that it's like, man, I don't even want to leave. I don't even want to leave the show. Like, why is the show ending now? And, of course, his vocal range, I have another voice teacher, Carrie Marshall, who said, you're not going to always have that high-pitched voice. Let's work on it. Let's work on it. And I thank her for that now because I really try to reach really low notes and really high-pitched notes, but succinctly. You know what I mean? Like, not at the same time per se, but within the same song and make it all fit. And that's definitely influenced by Freddie, especially in my favorite song by him or by Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Another question as well. Who would be your favorite? I know you do hip hop from time to time.
Right.
Who would be your favorite hip hop artist?
Oh, jeez. Wow. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say if I'm doing music that is if I want to hear some hard music, I'm gonna have to go with the Notorious B.I.G. If I want some really good lyricism, I'm gonna have to go with J. Cole and Logic. I say J. Cole and Logic are like a tie for me.
Okay, so you would take J. Cole and Logic above Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, I know you're gonna hit me with the Kendrick. Let me say, I'm not okay. TMZ is gonna catch this one, Luke. But I don't dislike Kendrick's music. I want to say that on his last album, he really pulled me in as a fan. But because I have so much love for Cole and Logic, I think Cole is 1A, Logic's 1B, and Kendrick is 2.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So, if a label were to come to you and say, I think you're dope, I'm going to sign you, I'm going to give you a contract, is that something that you would do, or do you want to just stay like in control of what your destiny is? Not saying that labels don't give you control, but a lot of times, you got to do what they need you to do first, and then you're able to be creative. So
yeah. Well, that's so circumstantial.
Mm-hmm.
My number one thing about music is how music is only real if if you're doing it for the passion, of course, you're doing it for the love, and you're doing it for reasons you want to do it for.
Okay.
If I have a quota to reach by next month to sell, to do music like this, or if you're putting me in a situation when you're starting to decipher my art, that's a no.
Okay.
But if we have understanding that, hey, you can still do your art the way you want it, but we need this, and I agree with it, and we're in compliance, then yeah, that's a go. Let's get it. Where are the papers?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I would just think that me seeing you now, I would think that you would just be like, no, I'm not doing this. I got this. I'm taking.
Oh, you gotta keep your options open. You gotta keep your options open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So if the viewers, the listeners, audience members, if they want to follow you, where can they follow you?
Okay, you can find me on SoundCloud at Imani WJ Wright, IMANI WJ Wright. You can find me on Facebook, Imani WJ Wright. You can find me on Instagram, Imani WJ Wright 1. Excuse me, sorry. Imani WJ Wright 1 on Instagram, Imani WJ Wright on SoundCloud, Imani WJ Wright on Facebook. And my Twitter, Imani WJ Wright.
Do you have Snapchat? No.
Yeah, but my Snapchat name is so long right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I just know like the younger generation does Snapchat. I feel so old. I don't have a Snapchat, but that's okay. All right. So, what new projects are you working on?
I'm working on a project right now titled Transmogrify.
Okay.
The song you'll hear later on tonight.
Okay.
Started is on Transmogrify. I performed it here for the first time actually about a month ago and had crazy reception. I performed the same song for 12 minutes.
Wow.
I got off stage and he asked me to come back on stage. I said, oh, people must really like this.
Okay.
But yeah, Transmogrify is really going to have a jazzy. I played saxophone on Transmogrify.
Wow.
I played some sax on it.
Okay.
The song you heard, Consistency, in the beginning.
Right.
My warm up. You hear some sax in there, which I played.
Okay.
So it's like a jazzy feel, but it's also soul, hip hop. I'm trying to give you a little bit of everything on Transmogrify.
Yeah. Okay. I liked it.
So yeah.
So what other instruments that you play? I didn't know you play instruments. What other ones do you play besides the sax?
I play the alto. Okay, I play the sax.
Okay.
I play the piano.
Okay.
And we're talking about instruments I play well. Let's stop there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So that's great. So, you know what? I think we're going to get you to sing us out with another song.
Awesome.
Okay. But before then, I wanted to just thank everybody again for coming to Lisa Monai the Movement, for listening, for viewing us, and being a part of our actual lovely audience this evening. Yeah.
No, I'm saying thank you all for coming out.
Yes, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, and all the viewers watching as well. Thank you.
Yes, and so, same time, same place. I'm going to be back July the 26th. I'll be here at 7 p.m. My guest right now is to be determined. We will have a guest. I'm working on some things. I got a couple people interested in being here, so I don't want to say right now. So, yes, 7 p.m., July 26th right here at Hotel RL. Listen. God bless you in all your endeavors. I think you are an amazing talent.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming here, being a part. Thank you for even being in Baltimore. I really appreciate you.
Oh.
And I wish you much success wherever it will be.
Same to you.
And you guys will see him again on my show with his live band.
That is the plan. That is the plan.
That's the plan. We're going to get this started and we're going to get it together.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, guys. He's going to take it away with his last selection.
All right. Okay. We have some fun with this one. This is titled Started. And, yeah, let's get it going. Hey, make sure you turn that jiff all the way up. Can we turn it all the way up? Yeah, turn that jiff up, baby. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. It all started with a kiss. It ain't do no more than this. It all started with a kiss. It ain't do no more than this. It all started with a kiss. all started with a kiss. You don't know what it is to lose. Ooh, so you gotta win. Make up more time again. Make it one more time. Jog on through my mind like you're a speed demon. Angel wings have brought me here. Hold me like those eagles' arms and never let it go again. You can feel the wind. You can feel the wind. You can feel it going through your head from time and time again. I can see your lips. You can see mine too. It's a partition up between, so nothing I can do. I'm in love. Every day I wanna fly to you. Teleport if I could again. How many eggs in my basket can I count? 'Cause they're all cracked up and I'm so fed up. And you know how I gotta let up. Hey, 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 hey. It all started, hey, hey. Ooh, it all started with a kiss. And it ain't do no more than this. It all started with a kiss. It ain't do no more than this. It all started with a kiss. It all started with a
Thank you so much for your song taking us home. Again, guys, follow Imani, WJ Wright. Again, thank you for being a wonderful guest on Lisa Monet, The Movement.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want to leave one last statement? Anything you want to say in regards for people to be left with any thoughts that you have in regards this evening?
Yeah, I want to say, of course, number one thing I want to say, because I know you spoke about Baltimore earlier.
Yes.
I want to say this. There's this statement that goes around, this cliche that goes around Baltimore that people from Baltimore don't support, therefore you can't make it.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
You do say that.
It's about your family support.
Yes.
If you don't have that, it's about your ambition.
Yes.
If you don't have that, it's about your inspiration.
Yes.
If you don't have inspiration, find inspiration.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you this. Quick little anecdote. One day, I thought it'd be cool, being an 18-year-old from Baltimore, Maryland, to call from 30 radio stations in Minnesota, hoping back I get one call. Never got back a call.
Wow.
Is that a Baltimore thing? Are they from Baltimore? Nah.
Wow.
It's not about that. So don't let anybody put that in your head.
Right.
You're an individual, and an individual do individual things.
Right.
And we know when you do your individual things, hopefully you bring that back to the community. And that's for anybody who hears that from whatever city or state they're from. You know what I'm saying? Find your support, find your inspiration, find your passion, and go for it. For sure. Secondly, I want to say thank you again for everybody who's here.
Yes. Wonderful.
2 more things. I'm out here, I promise.
Sure. Go ahead.
Third, I want to give a shout out to, let's see, my aunt, my manager, DJ J Smooth, Demi Carpenter, CEO of Novelty Me, my uncle, my grandmother, my cousin who's here, my mom and dad who couldn't make it, everybody tuning in on live, Lisa Monet herself.
Thank you.
And fourth, Consistency is dropping this Friday on SoundCloud. It will be on iTunes and YouTube in about 2 weeks.
Awesome.
And if you want some good gear, as Future says it, you want some good gear, some good Swano gear, check out Novelty Me, NOVELTIMI, noveltyme.com. Good prices. We have sales all the time.
And yeah, I appreciate it. Much love to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And listen, you guys, I want to give a special thanks and shout out to my son, AJ, who's manning the music and the camera. He's filling in for my executive producer this evening. So, yes, while, you know, you're getting your family into the swing of things, I thank you, son, for taking out of your busy schedule for being here for your mom. As always, peace and blessings to you all. Tune in next time, and thank you so much.
Thank you.